Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube NFL prediction segment, I'm going to be giving you my picks and analysis for Week 12 of the 2014-15 NFL season. In the first game, I'm going to take Cleveland on the road over the Atlanta Falcons. Cleveland has been a resilient club this season, and they haven't lost consecutive games all season. Atlanta, they're just one of those fickle teams. They can look good on some games, and other games they just don't seem to really play very well, and not much consistency from them this year. So Atlanta's at home. This should be a tight battle. I wouldn't be completely surprised if Atlanta wins it, but I'm going to take Cleveland on the road just on the simple fact they're playing a little bit better this season as opposed to the Falcons. Now, the next game, I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs right now on the road to defeat the Oakland Raiders. I don't think Oakland's going to win a game this year, with the exception of maybe the last game of the season. If the Denver Broncos don't have anything to play for on that game, Oakland might have a slight chance of winning. Now, Kansas City, they just seem to be playing well on all sides of the ball right now. They don't seem to have any apparent deficiencies or weaknesses right now. They have the sack leader, Justin Houston. Right now, Kansas City has very discreetly become the #2 scoring defense in the league. And Oakland doesn't exactly put up a plethora of points. They're number 32 in scoring offense in the league, 15.2 points per game. I'd like Kansas City to get this road win. Now, the next game, I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles at home over the Tennessee Titans. Philadelphia is perfect 5-0 at home this season. However, all 5 opponents they've defeated have been under 500. Well, guess what? The Titans are under 500 as well. Look for them to pressure that the Tennessee quarterback very strongly. Philadelphia is #1 in sacks in the league, and cause their quarterback to lose the composure and get him a little bit rattled. And Philadelphia being at home, I like them to win the game. Next game, I'm going to take the New England Patriots at home over the Detroit Lions. Now, New England has won 6 consecutive games. They've been relentless. They've been on a rampage. They've scored at least 27 points in every game that they've during this winning streak, and they're one of the better offenses right now, one of the better passing offenses. However, Detroit is #1 in total and scoring defense. So this Detroit team, even though on the road, may make this somewhat competitive. I just see right now, with the way New England is playing, being at home, I think their offense will be enough to thwart the Detroit Lions' strong defense, and I like the Patriots to win at home. Now, the next game, I'm going to take the Packers on the road to defeat the Minnesota Vikings. Green Bay has won 6 of 7. They've only had 4 interceptions as far as their team goes. On offense, they've been like New England. They've been relentless. They scored over 50 the last game they played. They're number 30, though, in their defense as far as against the run. That's been an Achilles heel for them for some time. So if Minnesota can establish any kind of running game, they have a chance to at least make this game competitive. However, Bridgewater versus Aaron Rodgers, I think Rodgers wins this battle handily, and I like the Packers to win on the road. Now, the next game, Indianapolis Colts, I'm going to take them at home over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Indianapolis #1 in passing yards in the league. They're one of the better offenses right now. I know they came off a game where they got throttled by New England, but New England's doing that to virtually everybody lately. Indianapolis has 10 consecutive wins against the division, their own division. Jacksonville, ignominious would be an understatement. They've lost their last 4 to the Colts by a 138-40 margin, so they're not even competitive against this team. Indianapolis at home, they win hands down. Next game, I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals on the road to defeat the Houston Texans. Cincinnati, even though we've heard a lot about Pittsburgh and Cleveland, they've pretty much surreptitiously won 3 of 4. They've done it very quietly, and they're right now they're trying to get another division title. Their Achilles heel is their rush yard defense, like the Green Bay Packers. They're 28th in rushing yards allowed. If running back Arian Foster has a dominant performance and penetrates the abhorrent run defense of the Bengals, it could be a long day for the Bengals. But at the same time, Cincinnati has been winning quietly, and I think they could win a close one in this game. I just think they're a little bit better than the Texans right now. Next game, I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills at home over the New York Jets. The last 2 games Buffalo has played the Jets, they've simply dominated them, outscoring them by like around 80 to 38 margin the last 2 games, and the New York Jets are 2-10 in the last 12 road games. Their red zone touchdown percentage is not good, to say the least. And if they got to go downfield and continually settle for field goals or not even really get close to the red zone, they're obviously this is a team I don't really see moving the ball very strongly. I know that Buffalo, I think one of their running backs is gone right now, but it's at Buffalo, and the Jets are still the Jets. I know they beat Pittsburgh recently, but that was at home. Now they're on the road. I like Buffalo at home. Now, Chicago, I'm going to take them at home over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Chicago Bears, last week, they played a very good game, far from flawless, but they dominated time of possession. They held on to the ball for nearly 39 minutes. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're one of those teams where they're enigmatic. Even though they don't have a great record, they have been competitive in some games. This is a road game, though. Chicago, I think, they haven't really, quote-unquote, turned the corner completely, but they're good enough now, I think, to at least be competitive in most of their remaining games, and I believe that Tampa Bay, they have something to boast about. They're number 2 in tackles in the NFL, but they are on the road. Chicago's at home. I like the Bears to win this one. Next game, I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks at home over the Arizona Cardinals. Seattle right now, number 1 in rushing offense in the league. They're averaging 174.2 yards per game. I mean, that is phenomenal. Arizona has actually had pretty good success versus Seattle in recent time. They're 3-3 versus the Seahawks in the last 6. And as most of you remember, they did defeat Seattle 17-10 last season and handed them their only regular season, or I believe their only home loss period last season. However, Seattle's seeking retribution. Arizona has a backup quarterback going in. I like Seattle, and I think they get the job done in maybe a very close game, but Seattle, I believe, wins this, and I'm taking the Seahawks to win at home. Now the next game, I'm going to take San Diego at home to defeat the St. Louis Rams. Now San Diego has their last 5 games, they have really not looked good. They're 2-3 in the last 5. 2 wins were by a combined 10 points. One of them was a 3-point victory over the hapless Oakland Raiders. St. Louis, they've beaten some pretty good teams this year. St. Louis is one of those fickle, unpredictable teams, but they haven't won consecutive games all season. They lack consistency. San Diego is at home. I think Philip Rivers and company get the job done. I like the Chargers to win at home. Now the next game, I'm going to take Denver at home over the Miami Dolphins. Last week, Peyton Manning threw for over 300 yards, I think close to 400. It was like 389 or something, and they still lost. I see that as an aberration. It's no knock on St. Louis, but Denver's still a very balanced team. They're 2nd in passing yards, 2nd in rushing yards allowed, 19-2 in the last 21 at home regular season, and I believe they will win this game. Miami, if Denver, with their run defense, if they force Miami to become one-dimensional and just have Ryan Tannehill throw it up. Now, Tannehill has played very adequately this season, but if they make him one-dimensional, I do see this again going against Miami. That's in favor of Denver, and I like Denver to win this one at home. Now, San Francisco, right now the team is fourth in pass defense. They've should have won 3 consecutive games. They had a very unusual loss to St. Louis Rams at home. Washington right now seems like they're in somewhat turmoil. Most of you heard RG3 called his team out essentially recently in the media, and now they're really, I mean, Washington is just playing for pride now. They're pretty much out of any kind of playoff hunt. So Washington on the road and against the 49ers. 49ers, I think, are still one of the better teams in the league. They're 6-4. It's not stupendous, but Washington having to go there on the road, it's not going to happen. I like the 49ers at home. Now, the next game, I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys on the road to defeat the New York Giants. Now, Dallas has been a perfect 4-0 on the road this season, and the Giants have lost 5 consecutive. Eli Manning threw 5 interceptions in the last game. Now, though, Tony Romo, far from flawless, is playing much better than Eli Manning. Dallas get their running game going with DeMarco Murray and play adequate defense, and it'll be enough, I believe, to beat the New York Giants. I like Dallas on the road. Last but not least, I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints at home over the Baltimore Ravens. New Orleans, I don't understand what's going on with this team. They've lost last 2 at home. Who could have envisioned or speculated they'd lose 2 consecutive at home, or perhaps even 1 this season? But they've also dropped 3 straight to the AFC teams. Kind of intriguing number, I thought. 4 of the last 5 to AFC teams. A lot of this points to the Ravens winning, but I just don't see New Orleans losing 3 consecutive, or 3 consecutive at home for that matter. Baltimore, I know one of my subscribers and one of my friends on Facebook and YouTube, he likes this. Baltimore may not have the ravenous defense that they had maybe earlier this season, but I think they have enough to make this a competitive, tightly contested battle. But I still like the Saints at home. Saints, I predict they will win this game at home. And anyway, people, let me get to the computer screen, and I'm going to give you a rundown of my predictions on there, so just hold on momentarily. Okay, first game, NFL predictions, Week 12, Cleveland over Atlanta, Kansas City over Oakland, Philadelphia over Tennessee, New England over Detroit, Green Bay over Minnesota, Indianapolis over Jacksonville, Cincinnati over Houston, Buffalo over New York Jets, Chicago over Tampa Bay, Seattle over Arizona, San Diego over St. Louis, Denver over Miami, Denver over Miami, San Francisco. I made a mistake there. San Francisco over Miami. That game is actually against another team, and I'm sorry that I didn't put the right one there. I don't know how I did that, but Dallas over New York Giants, New Orleans over Baltimore. The team that I had actually meant to put there was Washington, and I do apologize for that, people, but I'm not going to do this video all over again, and I'm sorry. I'm not getting really exorbitant amount of views anyway, so I'm not really going to lose sleep over that. But San Francisco over Washington is what I meant to put there, and I do apologize for that. Well, people, that'll conclude this YouTube NFL predictions segment for Week 12 of the 2014-15 NFL season. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be giving you my picks for Week 13 of the 2014-15 NFL season. And until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.